covering all your local high school football games with highlights and scores. Gary Harris and the WVUA 23 sports team will break down the games and coming matchups. Now, Football Friday on WVUA 23.
Good evening and welcome into week number 9 of WVUA's Football Friday, brought to you by F&B of Central Alabama and Banks Corals. I'm Jen Chapman. Gary Harris has the night off. The season has blown by and there is only 2 more weeks of Football Friday left this season. But for tonight, we bring you highlights from 11 high school football games, beginning with the matchup between Hillcrest and Brookwood. The Hillcrest Patriots taking on the Brookwood Panthers. Both teams raising breast cancer awareness. Right away, Hillcrest sets the tone. First play of the game, Chris Finch drilling Brookwood quarterback Eli Wilson. Panthers would recover the fumble. A few plays later, Patriots take advantage of good field position and Eduardo Martin drills a field goal. Pats go up 3-0. Next, Hillcrest drive. Latarius Ruffin carries the ball, keeps driving his feet, and he's into the end zone for a score. Second quarter, Eli Wilson rolling out, throws it up for grabs, and Kagan Campbell for Hillcrest comes down with it. So it's Patriots ball. Few plays later, it's Latarius Ruffin again. This time he pounds it in and the Pats pound their lead. Hillcrest up in the minds of Brookwood. Hillcrest makes it 2 in a row, winning tonight a final of 36-6. They get their bye the final week of the regular season. The Paul Bryant Stampede trampling their way tonight into McAdory to take on the Yellow Jackets. Paul Bryant fumbled the opening kickoff and Phillip Brown makes them pay, punching it in from the 3-yard line, 7-0 Yellow Jackets early. And the very next possession, there's a cheerleader as you go, girls. Jay Jones rolls out and airs this one to Willie Langham. 6 yards, 6 points, 60 yards, 6 points. McAdory finishes out on top, winning a final of 38-14. Moving on to our neighbors in Tuscaloosa, Central High. They're hosting Helena. Nearing the end of the first quarter, Jeremy Hunter would block Helena's punt and give Central the ball in their own territory. A bad snap for Central. Cade Pugh would jump on top of the ball to give Helena the ball right back. That turnover would lead to 3 points for the Huskies. 3-0 Helena. But the Falcons weren't having it, and QB Robert Jones scored for Central. And then during Helena's next drive, QB Jamarcus Ross, he's going to connect with Hunter Husky down in Central territory. Right before the end of the half, Helena would only be able to get another field goal thanks to the Falcons defense, but that ties the game up at 6. As we go to the final score, Helena finishes out on top, 20-18 over Central. Hey, we still have more to come on Football Friday, our pool and patio center game of the week between Fayetteville and Pickens County. But up next, we'll take a look at the matchup between 2 one-loss teams, Northside and Montevallo, so stay with us.
We're the Tuscaloosa County High School cheerleaders, and you're watching Football Friday on WVUA 23.
Welcome back to Football Friday, brought to you by F&B of Central Alabama and Bank Corals. Next week is the final week of the regular football season for high school football, so teams making a push for their playoff bid. We continue our highlights tonight with Montevallo at Northside. Northside coming off their first loss of the season last week. First quarter, game tied at 0. Northside quarterback Landon Camp throws an interception to Montevallo's Kerry Mack, giving the Bulldogs the ball close to midfield. So second quarter now we go. Bulldogs have the ball near midfield. Quarterback Zachary Oden hooks up with receiver Lucas Smith, who runs it all the way into the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Extra point would be good as well, so 7-0 Montevallo lead. The next drive, we're going to go to the Rams ball. Montevallo's Demetrius Smith stops the Rams for a little gain. Bulldogs defense just stepping it up right there. And then the Bulldogs would get the ball back because of that as well. So Odin sets up a screen for Carrie Mack, who gets 11 yards, and that's good enough for a first down. Look at that spin move. That guy can do it. All right, Montevallo goes on to take down Northside 23-0, sending the Rams to their second straight loss. Well, the crowd was packed for the game tonight, Aliceville and ACA. ACA's running back, Caleb Squires, takes the handoff on the right side, plunges ahead for the short touchdown. ACA led 7-0 in the first quarter. Aliceville running back Siren Clark takes the handoff, cuts up the middle, and that's a 10-yard gain. Quarterback Santiago Taylor keeps it on the quarterback boot and runs for an Aliceville first down. ACA Cade Young hits Parker Davis on the screen pass. This one is just 10 yards, a gain, which means first down. 34 seconds left in the first half. This game's a low-scoring one. Young takes the shotgun snap and finds wide receiver on the slant route for the touchdown with only seconds left before halftime. The extra point was good. ACA led 14-8, and they locked up home field advantage in the playoffs as they go on to get the win 22-8. Well, head coach Lee Gibson and Tuscaloosa County High hosting Vestavia, who's coming off a big win against Hoover last week. Third quarter, Vestavia leads 6-0. County High quarterback Samuel Cooper throws a pick inside Vestavia's 20 to Jackson Ewing. Vestavia would take over close to midfield. Next drive, Rebels running back Alex Ferguson takes the handoff. That's a touchdown. However, they would miss the extra point. Vestavia leads 12-0. All right, get it going, band. Next drive, Cooper throws another interception. This time, he's going to find Nolan Turner. The Rebels would turn this into a field goal, extending their lead to 15-0. So fourth quarter, County High has a 4th and deep in Vestavia territory. Cooper looks to find a receiver. He's looking for Isaiah Carson. He just overthrows him. Turnover on down. Rebels with the big stop. County High still without a win this season. They fall to Vestavia Hills, a final of 15-7. Well, Holt hosting West Blockton. The Tigers looking to run the Ironmen out of their home field. Third quarter, and West Blockton's Caleb Shadwick rolls into the secondary. He has a firecracker all night. Look at him go. That guy can move. A few plays later, again, it's Shadwick, virtually untouched, rumbles his way into the end zone. Hey, that's a touchdown, Tigers. Holt looking to answer. Javante Brooks throws the cannon, launches it to Lecarius Sullivan in the end zone. Touchdown, Ironman, and they make it a ball game. West Blockton now looking to respond. Fourth quarter, and Jake Vick rolls left, finds Shadwick, and he shows his stuff, shaking off defenders, getting a block, dives into the end zone right here for the score. West Blockton shutting the door on Holt. West Blockton hangs on for a 35-14 win. Well, we still have more to come on Football Friday, more high school football highlights from Western Alabama, plus college football update before tomorrow's games. Coming up next, we'll see highlights from our Pool and Patio Center game of the week, Fayetteville at Pickens County, so stay with us.
We are the Aliceville High School cheerleaders, and you're watching Football Friday on WVUA 23.
Welcome back in, everybody. WVUA 23's Football Friday. Teams in the final stretch before playoffs begin November 6th. We continue our coverage with our Pool and Patio Center game of the week, and it actually was last night, the matchup for the 2A Region 4 championship between Fayetteville and Pickens County.
Now, the game of the week, brought to you by Pool and Patio.
So last night in reform, as Pickens County played host to Fayetteville for the Region 4 Class 2A championship. Opening drive for the Tornadoes, Darian Latham catches the screen pass from Zach Thomas, fumbles, Peyton McKee recovers it, and the Wolves take over. Following that turnover, Fayetteville's Dalton McGrady attempting a 42-yard field goal. Kick is up, and he gets a little help from the upright as it bounces in. Wolves get on the board first, 3-0. Fayetteville would lead at the half by that score. So opening possession of the second half, 3rd and 9 for the Tornadoes. Darian Latham takes the handoff, picks up the first down and more, 24 yards for the score. 2-point conversion is no good. Pickens leads 6-3. 3 plays after the Pickens touchdown, Fayetteville Bailey Deloach calls his own number, and he's off to the races, going 60 yards for the touchdown. Extra point would be good, so Wolves now leading 10-6 and go on to take the region title 16-14. They win that one. Next up, we've got Hale County at undefeated Gordo. Gordo looking like Green Bay to me. And we pick up the action in the third. Green Wave already up 35-7. Coy Chapman, good last name, tosses it. Xavier Lanier, he gets the reservations for 6. Greensboro goes up 42-7. Later in the third, Hale County looking for answers, but Greensboro's Leslie Bishop gets the interception. The ball would go back to Hale County after a chop block by Gordo. Late in the fourth quarter now, Hale County not going up. Tyler Brown gets the handoff here, goes in for the touchdown, but it would be too little too late as Greensboro goes on to win a final of 49-13. Well, we're moving on to the Fayette County Tigers hosting the undefeated Cordova Blue Devils tonight. In the first quarter, quarterback Reed Robertson hands the ball off to running back Javion Hill. That's a Blue Devil touchdown. But the Tigers strike back. Fayette County quarterback Drew Guy passes it to Chance Stevenson, and he gets the big first down. Just the thing to fire up their very pink student section. Look at them. Creative outfits there. So now we go to 4th and goal. QB Drew Guy hands the ball off to number Kareek Sparks for a Tigers touchdown. Game is tied at 6. And Cordova goes on to get the 2-point win, 20-18. Well, Wilcox Academy at Pickens Academy. This one going on in the first quarter. Pickens Academy's Ryan Harco gets the handoff. He has nothing but grass in front of him, takes it all the way for the touchdown. Pirates go up 7-0. Later in the first, Wilcox County going on a 4th and 2. James Howard with the handoff, but the ball gets stripped and Pickens Academy takes over on downs. Next play for the Pirates. Will Jones drops back right there. He's going to pass, finds Ryan Harcrow in the end zone. They would go up 14-0, and Pickens Academy, guess what? They go on to get the win. A final score of 41-16. That's not it for our high school football coverage. There's still more to come. Plus, later, we'll hear from SEC Network analysts Greg McElroy and Tim Tebow about Alabama's game tomorrow against Tennessee. When we come back, we'll take a look at scores from all over West Alabama with our Krispy Kreme scoreboard. Don't move. We'll be right back. To Football Friday, and that was our band of the week, Holt High School. Great job there, guys. Now we'll take a look at the rest of the West Alabama schools, how they did in our Krispy Kreme scoreboards. Here we go. Northridge finishes on top of Selma 14-7. Lee Scott on top of Tuscaloosa Academy 48-14. Demopolis blowing out Dallas County 41-0, and Bibb County winning big 45-14 over Oak Grove. Greensboro winning 34-0 over Lamar County, and South Lamar having a little bit of luck, 51-6 over Brilliant. Quite the game there. Francis Marion falling 41-28 to Thorsby. Barry finishing on top of Lynn, 50-18. And then Winfield winning 47-6 over Holly Pond. Sulligent winning big, 55-14 over Mars Hill. Verbena winning 56-34 over Hubbertville. Sumter Central falling 50-19 to Calera. And Hamilton blanking Carburn Hill 31-0. Bessemer County winning by a final of 47-2 over Southern Academy, a score you don't usually see very often. And North River Christian wins 58-56 over Ezekiel Christian. They gave their fans a show. Hoover shutting out Hewitt Trussville 38-0. Mountain Brook falls to Spain Park 21-7. Oak Mountain wins 41-37 over Thompson. And that's all we have for our high school coverage, but we still have more football to talk about. Alabama will host Tennessee tomorrow afternoon. And SEC Nation analysts Greg McElroy and Tim Tebow will offer up their thoughts on the matchup when we return to Football Friday here on WVUA 23. Welcome back to Football Friday on WVUA 23. It's time to talk college football, specifically the Crimson Tide and the Volunteers, because that's who's in our house tomorrow. The SEC Network buses rolled into T-Town ready to cover a rivalry that dates back to 1901. This is 2009 Crimson Tide National Champion QB Greg McElroy's first trip to Tuscaloosa as an SEC Network analyst. Alabama is on an 8-game winning streak against the Vols, but McElroy and former Florida Gator QB Tim Tebow say this is very much a rivalry game for the alumni and fans.
You know, this was a big game to me. I wonder how the guys feel about it now. You know, I think it's going to get better. It's going to be back into the forefront, I think, in the very near future because of what Butch Jones is doing in Knoxville. But, you know, I think that this is a game that means a lot to a lot of people, and the players recognize that.
Yeah, that's one reason why I love T-Town. It's a really fun place to be. It's exciting. I think this is also be a really fun game because although I think Tennessee probably looks at it more of a rivalry, I think it's a rivalry for both teams.
Alabama and Tennessee will kick off tomorrow, shortly after 2:30 on CBS. Arkansas will host Auburn tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. on the SEC Network. Both teams are 1-2 in the SEC, so this is a crucial game in regards to staying in the hunt in the SEC West. Arkansas head coach Brett Bielema said this week that Auburn is a much different team than a year ago.
They are a little bit different this year, you know, obviously changing personnel, change of quarterback. Their quarterbacks have been rotating through there, so there is some carryover, but not as much as one would probably think. And then from our point of view offensively, going against their defense, they're just so much different from they were a year ago. It's kind of almost like a clean matchup of two new coaches or two new programs.
We've gotten through some of the difficult times. You know, we've improved the last few games, and the last game was really the first time it really looked like an Auburn offense with the rhythm and everything that goes with that. So, you know, the challenge is to take the next step and each week play better.
So here's the games on tap tomorrow around the SEC. As always, I'll have the highlights and scores from the games on WVUA 23 Sports at 10 p.m. tomorrow evening. Plus, we'll bring you in-depth coverage from that Alabama and Tennessee game. And what better station to catch those highlights tomorrow night than right here at Bryant-Denny Stadium. We are the station that's here. And don't forget, Crimson Tide kickoff will also air tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Our guests include Governor Robert Bentley, Mitch Gaspar, Terrence Cody, and we will have analysis, features, and plenty more. So thank you for watching Football Friday. Our crew worked very hard tonight, getting those games out there, shooting the highlights, writing the scripts, and all the guys in the control room. Now we're going to get to eat some pizza, thanks to Domino's on 15th Street for keeping us full. Don't forget, tomorrow morning at 10, we will have our Crimson Tide kickoff show, and we'll bring you some of the excitement from here on the University of Alabama's campus. But that's all you get to see for tonight. See you tomorrow.
Number 5, Andreas Lilly. Number 6. Landon Camp pass is intercepted by Kerry Mack. On the carry. Gamble Rhodes past the carry, now it's complete. Stevens' pass intercepted by number 13, Bishop. Returns it up.